All right, cool.
All right, so we're here with Combate Americas lightweight Jose Froggy Estrada, who fights February 16th in Burbank, California. Thanks, Jose, for coming on, man. We appreciate it. How you feeling? Like you're about a week away from your fight. How's training camp going, and how are you? How you feeling overall about your next fight?
I feel real good. I'm excited to put on a show again for
Yeah,
Combates.
yeah,
I want to thank you guys for having me on here.
yeah,
My first time ever doing like an actual interview.
yeah,
With a podcast or anything. But I feel comfortable. Training's been going great. I have my coaches behind me, have my team behind me as always, have my family behind me. Just ready to go there and do the damn thing like always.
yeah.
What the Frog
Awesome.
does.
Yeah, man.
Have you seen your or know of your opponent George Hernandez? Have you seen him before? Have you seen him fight? What do you make of the
Uh,
guy, man?
I've seen a couple of his fights before. I know he's gonna. I know the age. They say age difference might be a little factor. I'm the younger guy. He's the
Yeah,
older guy. So I'm seeing eyes on that. I know if he's gonna come bullying me around, I ain't gonna let that happen.
Right.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna let him try to manpower me. I'm strong myself too. I'm
Right.
pretty sure he knows what I'm gonna bring to the table. Pretty sure he thinks I'm gonna go knock him out, or he thinks
yeah.
I'm gonna go for a knockout. But I know he's gonna be playing the staying away game, so I have a little something for him lined up for February 16th.
Nice.
Yeah, like, I think this fight is pretty much tailor made for you. Like you look at his losses, and most of his losses come by TKO, and that's your strength as well. But
Yeah.
also like he's a grappler. Have you brought anybody in your camp to kind of like help strengthen your grappling and maybe kind of exploit that for him on his side?
Well, specifically, I haven't brought nobody in for
Yeah,
my jiu-jitsu. I mean, my head coach, he's a jiu-jitsu black belt under Hickson Gracie.
Yeah,
So learning from him, and I got my training partners, and I train with nothing but brown belts, purple belts. All my training partners, which I just don't have certain training partners. And I do gi, I just don't do no gi. I
yeah,
do gi classes at least 3 times a week, no gi at least 1 to 2 a week. So gi, working with the gi, it's really helped me a lot. Everybody doesn't see my jiu-jitsu part of it. I've
yeah.
won about a year and a half ago. I won worlds blue belt division, and that's what got me my purple belt. So I'm pretty active on the ground too. The brown belts that I roll with are going for ankle locks. Knee bars, everything. I'm a scrambly guy. So I mean, hopefully he tries to bring me down, and I'm gonna show a little bit of jiu-jitsu this fight.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
How do you like the fact that Combate has been promoting you like crazy, man, and they've been having you go around with all the other fighters, promoting you guys? What do you make of the love that Combate has given you and what they've done this past year?
Oh, I mean, I completely love it. I didn't like people think, we got other fighters out there looking for
Yeah,
fights 24/7. It's rare they catch any fighter, gets 2 knockouts and they earn a contract. Like I always dreamed of something like this. So, it came to me as like right away. We
Yeah,
want to sign you. They've been taking me to Mexico. They've been taking me to New York. It's been a wild experience. And now this year, I told myself it's time to keep fulfilling that dream and keep it going with Combates. I'm under contract, got a couple more fights to go, and I want to see where it takes me.
yeah,
no, it's awesome. Yeah, because I don't know if you know, but the president of Alberto Del Rio, he was on the Ariel Hawani show this past Monday, and he actually mentioned you in the interview. I don't know if you caught it or not, but
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah.
caught a little bit of it. Yeah.
I mean, how's it feel? Having Alberto Del Rio, who's pretty known in the wrestling world.
Oh,
Like to not only mention you, but he sees a potential in you to be a superstar like not only in Combate, but as a Hispanic MMA fighter as well.
I feel like it's real cool and it's an
Yeah,
honor and stuff. For the times we've hung out, for the times we've spent together. Filming or doing little going out traveling with Combates and
yeah,
getting to personally talk to them one on one. It's rare. I get my teammates and fans. Oh, you're hanging out with Presidente. You're hanging out with Alberto. You're
that's
hanging out
me,
with
man.
Paige.
That's me.
Yeah. Hey, it's great. Like, oh, we want Paige's autograph. Oh, I'm like, all right, guys. I'll do my best, but
Yeah,
like when we were in New York, hanging out with Shamrock, like we were just hanging out like normal.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's a legend in the game, and it's like I said, it's a dream come true, and I'm living that dream. That's for sure.
That's
yeah.
awesome, dude.
What did they have you doing out there when you were in Mexico and in New York and all that? They had you guys working on a couple of stuff, right?
Yeah, for it was like a lot of media stuff. You know, I was learning a lot about the media, learning about a lot of social media, how to put myself out there. You know, just the little things, to persuade like the Froggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To put my name out there. To be known, and I'm just living off that. Learning a little bit as I go still.
Right.
So I mean, it was just a lot of learning, That's for sure.
Yeah.
And learning that from Alberto was really important because he comes from pro wrestling, and pro wrestling is all about cutting promos and getting your name out there. So I think learning or getting advice from someone like that is like gold. You know what I'm saying? But as far as for you, like you're 2-0 in the sport, you're young in the sport. Talk about how you got into the MMA. Like, did you start in wrestling, or just give the fans a little history about yourself?
Yeah, I started MMA actually in my senior year of high school, 2009.
Mm.
I started. My brother got me into it actually. I was wrestling and stuff. I always made it a second day at CIF. I was never a state placer. I always tried, but I was always that heavier guy. Always,
Yeah.
back in the day, I used to weigh like 240, 230,
Oh,
Yeah,
and you know
man.
what? Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, exactly. I fought at like at 170s when I was doing pancreation in high school.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
My friends would ask me, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend, Frog? There's a little house party over here." I was like, "Oh no, guys, I gotta chill out. I got a fighting tournament this weekend." And my teachers would look at me like, "What? You're gonna go fight this weekend?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I got a fighting tournament." So I come home, I come to school on Monday, a little tired, a little banged up. They're like, "Hey, what's wrong with you today?" "Oh, I fought this weekend like 3 times. At pancreation, you would fight
Yeah.
at tournaments 2-3 times because all it was body shots."
Yeah.
So I started 2009, took about a year and a half layoff. 2010, played football at Moore Park College. I played fullback, so I was like 220, 230. And I said after that, I was done with it, and I came back. I wanted to come back to training and fighting. I told my coaches and my brother, I was like, "Hey, I want to fight at 205s. Give me a fight at 205s." They're like, "No, no, those guys are way too big." And so then after that, I made it a lifestyle, cutting weight and stuff. Got my first fight at 170, I believe it was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and got a first round technical knockout that fight. And ever since then, and then after that, I got my second fight, which is at 155s. And ever since then, since 2011, I've been at 155s. So
Yeah.
Wow,
I
it's a
mean,
big
since 2011, yeah,
it's a
been a
big
big
weight
long
cut, man.
journey.
From
Yeah.
230 to
Oh yeah,
155, man. It's crazy.
yeah, it was, and now it's getting, eventually I'm gonna drop the 145s too as well. So
Wow.
Oh, nice.
yes, so
Yeah.
stay tuned
Jesus.
for later this year
All
to
right.
Yeah.
catch
Little
me at
preview.
145s too as well.
Awesome.
So
Cool,
I
man.
mean, yeah, just been staying busy, made it a lifestyle now, not just an average Joe in the game now. I'm
Yeah.
not look at my muscles, this, and nah. I got, I train to fight. I don't train just to
To
look
look
good.
good, right?
Yeah. And the 155-pound cut is good for you. Like it's
Oh,
comfortable for you. Yeah.
yeah, it's been real comfortable. And actually, the biggest help that I got right now is my nutritionist. She's actually over there hanging out. Yeah, she's over there
Hey.
hanging there. They said, hey, yeah, she's been such a big help.
Yeah.
Giving me my meals and stuff.
Yeah.
Telling me what to eat, telling me what not to eat. So having a nutritionist has been a lot of help to get me to where I'm at right now, especially with that weight cut.
Awesome. And you know what? What's endearing about you is that Josh and I both noticed is that at your fights, like your family comes out. It's almost like a cult. It comes out to
Yeah.
cheer for you. It's crazy,
Yeah.
man. It's like
Yeah.
everyone has the same shirt on. They're all chanting, Froggy, Froggy. I mean,
Yeah.
do you feel that energy in the cage? And does it make you push forward and just kill your opponent? Because, talking from experience, Justin, we feel the energy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean that's actually I feed off that big time.
Yeah.
I'm cool all the way up and leading into the fight.
Yeah.
Weigh-ins, I'm not like, oh, I'm hungry. No, I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not nervous at all.
Yeah.
But once I hear that crowd and I see everybody,
Dude, they love
that's
you,
the
man.
that's the only time I get a little nervous. I got my mom out there,
Yeah.
my dad
Yeah.
out there, I
It's
got
just
my
that,
family out there,
right.
and especially my uncles. My uncles used to be cholos back in the day.
Oh,
So
damn.
yeah, so they're yelling at me.
Yeah.
Funk that chump up,
Yeah,
da da
yeah,
da
yeah,
da.
yeah.
I can't let them down. So
Right. No,
like
it's
my opponent, he can't let his fans
right.
down too, and I can't either.
Right. No, it's cool too because it's not
Yeah.
just your family. It's a lot of people. Like it's the whole venue
Yeah.
that's chanting your name. It's pretty crazy.
Or unless you just
No,
have that much family in there.
I know.
No, I actually do, and I was hoping
Yeah.
to have a little bit more family
Yeah.
this fight. But since I guess it's February time, and I guess the fiestas happen in Mexico, so I mean it'll probably be half the crowd there this time. But I mean, still majority of the crowd's still gonna show up
Yeah.
because half of them are going to Mexico. They had just told me so.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
That
So
sucks.
it's kind of like a bad timing, but still, I gotta fight. I can't say no to fighting.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And then you talked about getting into fighting like around 2009, but like, did you see a change in terms of how people saw the sport and how your friends and the people around you, and then now that's like they know what the sport is. It's like at that time
No,
you probably had to explain like what was going on, right?
Especially in
yeah,
Mexican
like
families.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
It's
like
all boxing.
yeah,
Yeah.
moms, dads, like they weren't all for it at first. They
Hmm.
were always nervous. To this day, they still get nervous.
Yeah.
Who
I
wants to
bet.
see their kid in there getting beat up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a grown man now. I'm 26 years old, but still, I'm still their child. I'm still gonna be their baby no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of rough, but I mean, like I tell them, I'll always be fine when I'm in there. I know what I'm doing. That's why I train so hard. That's why I come home hurting sometimes. But it's part of the sport, and it's part of what I got to do.
Yeah.
And we're early in 2017. How many times do you want to fight this year? And a lot of fighters now in 2017 kind of understand, the sport and what to do as far as promoting themselves. Like, you have an opponent lined up in your head to call out after the fight, and how many times do you want to fight this year, man?
I have about I think I want to fight about 3 fights this year at
Okay.
least. I'm under contract with Combate. I still got I don't know. I don't know if I can say anything about that, but I'm
Sure
under
you can.
contract under them. So I got about 4 fights to go.
Okay.
I did my first contracted fight last year was
Okay.
my last one. So I at least want to fight 3 of those 4 fights this year. And there's some guy out there that wants a piece of me.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure you
really?
guys know who it is, Ghost Pepper.
Okay. Yeah.
He can't keep my name out of his mouth.
Why is that,
You
man?
know,
Is there like a history between you guys? What's going on?
there's no history between me and him. I mean, I don't know what's up with him. I mean, he has a pretty tough opponent right now.
Yeah.
He's overlooking him, already looking towards me.
Yeah.
I mean, my understanding is don't ever underestimate your opponent.
Right.
He's underestimating. What's his name? Danny Martinez, whatever he is,
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, he's underestimating him. I mean, I think Danny's a pretty good opponent for him.
Yeah.
I mean, but Ghost Pepper wants me. If he wants to fight, they set it up. I mean, I'll be glad to give him some humble pie. But if not,
Yeah.
I feel like I'll drop down to 145s by then, and I feel like calling out. I don't think he really fought at 30. I heard he can't make weight. I think I'm gonna call out Gallero if I make down to 45s.
Oh,
I'll
that'd be a
call
good
out
fight.
Gallero. Yeah,
That'd be a great fight for you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, if not, I know the top dog in the 145s for Combate is Eric Sanchez. And I know that'd be a real, that's a tough opponent.
Yeah.
But
I think-
gotta fight the best to be the
Yeah.
best.
I think Ricardo would probably be a better fight just to kind of build you up to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. And, I talked to the guy for a little bit, but you get that weird vibe. I just but so I mean I'm cool with it. But if
Yeah.
they start talking, then that's when I'll don't mess with the frog.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Because
funny.
you see a lot of your like would be opponents like all the time. Sometimes you have to travel with them. Like, is it
Yeah,
weird going
exactly.
through that? Like having to like be around them all the time.
I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a cool guy. At all, then I respect every fighter. But once I hear crap
Right.
talking, shit talking,
Yeah.
then that's when I get fired up. I've never been a shit talker. I've never talked crap about any opponent. I mean, a couple years ago, I had this guy fight. I was fighting an amateur. His name was Brent O'Neill, and I guess probably seen his YouTube video on me.
Mhm.
He just talk, and I left him with like 2 big shiners. I took his belt away from him.
Wow.
And that's what I plan to do. Any fighter that talks about me,
Right.
beat him and just shut him up in the cage, and that's where I put in my work.
Now going back to like the whole Mexican families and boxing, because traditionally, Mexican families are kind of entwined to boxing. Growing up in my household, like it's all about boxing. How does it feel to be an MMA fighter, but be a Latino? You're kind of like representing your heritage and fighting for a company like Combate Americas.
Oh yeah, it feels good, being known as a Latino fighter,
Yeah.
and being known as over there in Mexico. Actually, we were in New York, and in Mexico, I had a couple people come up to me, and I'm like, I didn't even know them. They're like, oh yeah, we seen you and stuff. We're big fans, and they're Latinos and stuff.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Growing up, and growing up before my grandpa passed, he was one of my biggest mentors growing up, watching
Yeah.
fighting. He'd always have me. We watch Friday night boxing. Every single
Yeah.
Friday night we'd watch till the day he passed. He'd always get
Wow.
me. Hey, he'd always watch me watch Canelo actually.
Yeah.
And I would love to eventually one of these days try to spar Canelo just for my
That's
grandpa.
awesome. Yeah.
And he'd always have me watch fights. We'd watch MMA, boxing, a lot of boxing. He said, one day you're gonna be right there. One day you're gonna be right there. And it's little
You
by
are,
little it's
man.
happening. Yeah,
Yeah.
little by little, and he's up above watching me, and hopefully I'm making him proud.
That's a great story, man.
Yeah, and you have more of like a very aggressive stand up style, and you can have like your wrestling's there too. Did you kind of like is it develop over time, or you just like to stand and bang a lot of the time? Like what is?
It's really developed a lot, especially with
Yeah.
my ground game and stuff. Working my coach Brian Espinoza
Yeah.
down at West Coast Jiu Jitsu, and then now I just started working with Joseph Janik, Coach Haas down at Knuckleheads Boxing. So getting a mixture of both games has I've watched my old fights. I'm like, damn, I would have got hit right there.
Yeah.
My game has evolved a lot, and I'm still evolving. So I mean, little by little, I'm gonna be advancing my skills as we go.
Yeah.
In 2017, like we see like a lot of young prospects, kind of like have too many focuses besides fighting. Like you see fighters opening gyms, you see fighters doing everything and not focusing on fighting. Do you have any outside distractions, or are you 100% focused just on fighting, or do you want to do like other projects
I'm,
besides fighting?
Yeah, right now my 100% is just nothing but training,
Yeah.
fighting. 100% once I get that call, sign contract. Yeah, it's 100% fight. The other thing I do, I personally train people.
Oh, cool.
I run a couple classes at the gym. I run boxing classes and I run cardio classes. So I have other stuff to keep my mind off just fighting. So it's not just aggressive.
Yeah.
I have time. I have time to just really just let loose, relax, hang out with family. I really don't go out no more. I don't party. I don't do none of that stuff no more. So, I pretty much, my focus is pretty much just fighting. I quit my full-time construction job just to do this now. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, I worked from like 7 to 5 o'clock at night, and then I would try to squeeze in my workout hours from 5 to 11 o'clock
Jesus.
at night, and do the same thing again. Get up at 5 in the morning, be at the shop by 6, be at the job site by 7 in the morning,
Oh
and
my
back at it
God.
again.
A true Latino.
Shovel, yeah, shoveling, doing concrete, being 20, 30 feet underground
Yeah.
with dirt on top of us, and crawling through 24-inch pipes, storm
Wow.
drain,
That's
and
crazy.
stuff. Yeah, no, people don't think like, what, you did all that stuff? I'm like, yeah,
See, man, Mexican, of course, did it.
yeah, exactly. That hard work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
All right. So the fight's on February 16th. It's in Burbank, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Burbank Marriott Event Center.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so
we're looking forward to it. Did you want to give a shout out to any of your sponsors? Maybe tell the fans how to find you on social media.
yeah, I want to go out to one of my just recent, helpful friends down at Represent, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Represent Diaz brand. Yeah, I want to thank Simon Says. I want to thank my nutritionist, Alex. I want to thank my coaches, Brian Espinoza, Coach Haas, my teammates, Mikey, Ryan Lilly, Jesse, Simon, my brother, just anybody I missed, and my manager, of course, always, Royal Sports Management, Bryce Armadeus, guy's been cool as hell with me. He's the one that actually got me with Combates. So ever since we connected, we've been we always stay in touch. He's been awesome to me. He's helped me out a lot, and pretty much anybody else that I forgot. Just
And
they like
social media?
social media. You guys can catch me on the Frog Straight 805 for Instagram, Froggy Estrada on Facebook. My Twitter handle is Froggy_MMA. And then you guys catch me on Snapchat, that's where all the clothes behind the scenes get shown.
Yeah.
Froggy MMA too.
All right,
Awesome.
man.
Froggy, like, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and like, you have an amazing story, man. And we wish you nothing but the best on your fight, and hopefully you get that, like, your story exposed to different parts of the world, man.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, hell yeah. No, thank you guys. Hey, thank you guys for having me on
Yeah.
here. Like I said, this is the first time I ever do one of these podcasts.
yeah.
You know, live shows.
Yeah.
See you guys at the fights if you guys are gonna be out there and stuff.
No, yeah.
Hopefully we get a little one-on-one and personal.
Yeah,
for
for sure, man.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there for sure.
All right, then. Hell yeah, sounds good, guys.
All right, take care, man. Have a good day.
All right, man. Thank you guys. Have a good one.
All right, later.
Peace.
Night.